You will too. Okay, Frank Wasco. This is all by Penguin Express, incidentally. Wills you, also in absentia, thank God. One of his famous El Ropo cigars. You are respectfully, but firmly requested not to light it until everyone is safely out of smell range. Gee, it's hard to see out beyond the footlights. Captain LeBar, would you come up here and represent Paul Tidd from Ellsworth Station? Maurice? From Paul Tidd at remote Ellsworth, you inherit, oh lucky you, a genuine deed to both C-47 3/4 left at Ellsworth Station by Major Lassiter. In the event you decide to use them, you are authorized direct liaison with Major Lassiter and or the Air Force. Let's see. Bob Mason, would you come up and represent Ron Stone, would you, if you please? Ron has an unforeseen RON a la Braun. Ron Stone has the pleasure of bequeathing to you the original kidney stones removed from him in Christchurch. May they remind you often of him. Art St. Marie, would you come up and represent yourself? Come on, safety. Lieutenant Commander St. Marie Wills, with obvious relief, the 3350 engine left with him at the South Pole Station. Although slightly contaminated with metal, ice, and snow, it is hoped you may be able to use it in Pearl after it thaws out. Paul Shoemaker, would you come up and represent Bill Smallwood, please? Bill Smallwood, with reluctance, leaves to you all royalties from the movies taken of him at McMurdo, titled How to Be Popular in Red Birdcloth and Sunglasses, Even Though a Hero. It stars the original Wild McMurdo Bill. Smallwood, that is. Mo Severe, representing Mo Severe. Mo Severe has the fortune of being in such a position as to RMCM the skis from your P2V and issue you a signed stub requisition, enabling you to trade them for a set of water skis to be drawn from NSD Pearl City Tavern. Scotty Purvis. Scott? This undoubtedly is a bit on the unique side. Scotty Purvis leaves you with the parachute he used for the first VX-6 parachute jump on the Antarctic continent. It is unpacked, of course, so you should be able to pack it into your household goods better. Stuff it around the breakables. Major Foster. Major, would you represent Lefty Person? Lefty, unfortunately, wasn't able to attend our ceremonies tonight. However, he sends, via the same tired old penguin, a left-handed monkey wrench that he used on the port main gear assembly of 219 at Camp Charger. Len Munker. Where's Len? Ah, here he come. Okay, Len, let's see. I think you have here available a shore patrol brassard, which you are willing to the skipper, and along with it some used report slips and traffic tickets. Woo! Somebody shot my eyes out. At McMurdo, or from McMurdo, let's see, we need another representative. Mac Nod. Earl, would you come up here, please? Representing our Officer in charge of the McMurdo detachment, Al Miller. Al had to reach a long ways here, but he, also by Penguin Express, oh no, wait a minute, pardon me, this is a Skua. He sends to the skipper a canceled ticket stub for a return trip from the South Pole on 16 November 57 via the flagship Neptune liner 436. Well, let's see. We got something for Lloyd, from Lloyd Peterson here. So, oh, brother. There goes everything. I need a representative for Lloyd. Oh, yes. Let me see. Who have we got out here that will represent Lloyd? Cooper? Cooper? Where's Cooper? Coop? Don, would you sort of act as middleman here? Lefty Person is sort of ingenious, and he is sending via Penguin Mail a can of empty beer cans with no tops for assorted nuts and bolts. This should prove very valuable in packing. Dutch. Let's see. Now, McAlpine. Is Mac here tonight? Mac's not here. Well, let's see. Carlson. Where's Carlson? Okay, here comes Carlson to represent McAlpin. Now, Mac was very thoughty, despite the fact he's not here, and is presenting to the skipper an R7V1 handbook with all the latest revisions. He hopes you may have use for it in Honolulu to dream with. Unfortunately, Art Luttrell couldn't be here tonight. So let's see who we got hiding around here that I haven't put a finger on yet. Potter? Potter? Where's Potter? Al Potter? Okay, come on up, Al. Art Luttrell. I believe he's on leave, unfortunately, and couldn't be with us on this momentous occasion. Gee, that's a hard one to get out, too. And with obvious pleasure, do you have it? Okay. With obvious great pleasure, the Luttrell van lines. The next time the squadron moves from hangar to hangar, he hopes you call the Paul Arpin van lines instead of him. Cook, Dick Cook.
Oh, I got my trailer.
This one is near and dear to the heart of Dick Cook, and with great reluctance, he parts with same. Due to the frequent unavailability of wind in the correct azimuth, Dick Cook wills you the +10 wind factor from Alameda to Barbers Point that Dick waited on for so long in December. Art Jones. Come on, Ops. This one you hadn't realized that you would get back in your hot little hands so soon. Art Jones just couldn't wait to get rid of the trouble log incurred by himself and Cobb Nav units while you were at the South Pole, so with great relief he wills you all of the copies of the dispatches to and from everyone south of Honolulu for you to keep and cherish forever and ever. John Henning, did he sneak away from us? Where's John? Henning. What happened to Henning?
Father John Hemning. He's gone.
I guess Hemning sort of sneaked out on us. Well, let's see. Bird. Where is Bird? Oh, there he is. Come on, let's get up and take Henning's place.
Substitute anyway.
John Henning bequeaths to you the right to be honorary president of the Christchurch branch of the Turtle Club, that is.
I beg your pardon.
Now get out of this, Algay. You'll get into the picture later. Never fear. Harold G., otherwise known as Hank Hansen. Hank? Ah, here he is. You all set?
The gadget man.
Pick up your gadget back aft there. Hank Hansen, collector that he is. And he is. has two bequeaths to bequeath. Number one is a free landing permit at Hilo Airport. Number two is a right to be at least an hour late for any appointment with the Admiral. Any Admiral. Oh, I wish you could see that red face up here.
Hey, Jay.
Let's see, Jasper Hansen. Well, little Jack wasn't with us tonight, so Mason, come on up here and represent little Jack Hansen. Jack Hansen, with great pleasure, I'm assured. Have you got it? Okay. With a huge smile of relief, Jack, as you may know, is the legal officer, wills to you, and with no reluctance whatsoever, Dirty Fingers Murray, and also Boatswain McNabb, and hopes fervently that all the troubles that you may have will be small ones, like AWOL and forgery. Ray Hall. In a serious or serio-comedy vein, Ray is giving to you one of his originals, one of his cartoons. Three? Oh, you've been busy, boy. To those of you that have not had the pleasure of seeing any great number of Ray's cartoons, he really has a talent. The Puckered Pete that was over on the bar a while ago was one of his better efforts. Al Gay. Now, Al is very well prepared and bequeaths to you this turtle to be your very own to have and hold, till soup does you part. Hey!
Where are you going to get to give the ice for me?
Oh, poor little turtle.
Feel free.
I don't know.
Whatever it is, pick it out now so you can come and get it.
Okay. Dutch Gardner. Oh, gee, there goes my French Shriner and Erner box. Dutch Gardner. As you know, Dutch had quite a time down by Little America 3-4. And he was in charge of construction in the nearby area. To you, he leaves an ice saw. The key to the survival igloo at Camp Gardner. The door is always there, frozen solid, but there. Chop in any time. I need someone with a strong arm and a weak back. Let's see, Jerry Chambers. Where's Jerry? Ah, Jerry, would you please come up? This is probably unique. As a matter of fact, most of this is sort of unique. But this one in particular is something a little more than ordinary. After the squadron departed the ice and left the Little America detachment in the good hands of Bill Franke, there was a slight incident occurred down there. Bill Franke, however, sent his regards and the remains of a 3,500-ton iceberg. This is all that is left of the iceberg that Dr. Kerr and Captain Mayer were on. Unfortunately, most of it melted on the way north, but here's what's left. Another item near and dear to your attention, Neil Nossaman. Where's Neil? Did Neil bug out on us? Oh, dear. Well, let's see. Dick Fuller? Ask you to represent Neil. He was here earlier, and I thought sure we were going to have the bee on him tonight. Okay. Bud Fisher was detached very recently, namely yesterday, or maybe it was early this morning. Anyway, Bud has willed to you a wool blanket. The origin of this is believed from RNZAF Wigram.
Well, that's where they went. He's looking for the monogram. I know.
Let's see. I'm going to need some more. We're running out of representatives. Who hasn't been? Big Andy? No, no. Sorry, Big Andy's tabbed for later events. Maurice has been in before. Shoemaker's been in. Drabkin is tabbed for later events. Reg, come on, stand in again. Reg Simmons, come on, give us another assist here. Unfortunately, Bob Epperly wasn't able to be with us tonight. He, again, is using one of Braun's Liberty chits down in Lakehurst. Epperly was just a little bit tired. However, he was able to have this manifest made up for all of this mess. He tried to get it into C-124, but the nose wheel collapsed. Buzz, this is for you. Okay, I need another representative. No, not Dry. Buzz is next on fire after this. Woody, come on in here and sub for a moment. We'll get to you again later. I'll need him later. Little old wee Tommy Edgerton had a little difficulty in figuring out what to will. However, he remembered back to last fall after you had departed, and he wills to you the ladder made of torn bed sheets that came in handy in escaping from the local BOQ. On one of our stellar R5 dogs, -3 that is, appears a pertinent motto. Buzzy Dreyfus turns back to you his original issue of bubblegum that came with R5D 505. Have gum will travel. He is now through traveling. La Parisienne Joel Drabkin. This, I'm sure, will appeal to a great number of McMurdo residents and some of the transients from Little America. Joel Drabkin, Doctor of Psychology, etc., etc., etc. Wills to you his entire collection of pinups, including his most prized possession, McMurdo Bill. Nothing wrong with our doc. We kind of lost one of our co-pilots. Norm Davis got stuck down in Jacksonville. We're getting a lot of substitutions tonight. So, Dutch, would you substitute for Norm? Norm, with the best interests of the skipper at heart, leaves to you his last chart of Honolulu and the surrounding resort areas. Careful, careful. Andy, I need your hand again.
Which Andy?
Mandy, that is. Marine Andy. We have another pilot type at McMurdo that was unable to attend with us tonight. He spent some time over at Little A. And while at Little A, he did a little delving into past history, namely some of Richard Evelyn Byrd's area, Little America 3 and 4. And to you, Skipper, he wills the remainder of his sardines liberated from Little America 3. Check Whirlybird Creech. Where's Whirly? He is approaching the rostrum with great trepidation. But Chick is bequeathing to the skipper the biblical quotation that he has had hung over his desk for so long a time. He believed it is such an apt description of VX-6 he wanted you to have it. However, you'll have to look up the passage to determine what the reading is. No. Who around here is an engineer type? Wilson. Okay, that's right. We haven't used Wilson yet tonight. Where's Wilson? Oh, there he is. Wayne is one of our new boys. He's representing John Coulson in this instance. John, knowing full well the skipper's interest in the future development of our aircraft and complement, has willed to you his drawings and blueprints of a proposed ski installation on the R7V1. Jim Braun, Newport and Lakehurst.
Lately of Lakehurst fame.
Lately of Lakehurst. He's jealous tonight. There are two other people down there. Jim, or Father Braun, as the case may be, now that all immediate domestic crises are over and the husbands are home, wills to you his crying towel, well used. It still has a fairly high tear-soaking quality. Bob Bowling. Hey, Bones Bowling. Another recent lieutenant commander, very recent that is. Would you pick up your bequeathment back there? Bowling bequeaths you a PTV fire extinguisher. Since 552 doesn't even have a fire detection system, he feels you will have more use for it than he does.
And besides, Captain, it'll make a nice aqua lung when you get to Honolulu.
Hey, Doc, would you come up again and represent Ted Bodine? I don't know where the good tooth jerker is tonight, but Ted leaves to you his OOD badge from McMurdo. He believes that he is the only dentist in the world to be OOD and operations duty officer in an air facility. I need a drink. Woody, I think that I better ask you to come up again. We had you fingered for this job for shore patrol, but since Ron Agarn wasn't able to attend, would you represent him? Oh, you sound all too happy. Ron has represented the squadron considerably in presenting deep freeze to the public. Therefore, to you, Skipper, he is leaving his deep freeze 2 and 3 lecture material for use in speaking engagements in Honolulu. Steve, little Andy, turn loose of him, Kay. Come on, Steve. Big Andy, stand by.
Did you get Bill Berry?
It won't give you a tail wheel.
Bill Berry.
Yeah, okay.
In front of Agarn.
It's back there. And little Andy. Oh, yes. This is something that is near and dear to his... No, that's Bill Berry's. Hold the fort. This is something that little Andy started in using early and ended up using late. And I use the word ended judiciously. Little Andy wills to you the permanent operations duty officer seat pad from McMurdo. 5.5 months on one position. The original dead end kid. Al Gay, would you come up and represent Bill Berry? Al? Gay. Bill is another one that couldn't be with us tonight, but he's with us in spirit at least. And as you remember, last summertime, Bill brought one of those water-going machines at a particular party that was held, and to you, he is willing. Some shells from the last shellfish party held at your home last summer. They're a little bit high. Hold them downwind. Big Andy.
Duty officer. The duty officer. Duty officer. That's a good milk.
It's back that way. Big Andy leaves to you this bucket of ice fog. Well, it's not a bucket, but it's ice fog. He's encountered it so often in the past, and he has so little use for it in Annapolis, he wants you to have it for the ice stories you can tell in Honolulu.
Keepsake, I'll press it between the covers of my book.
Okay, Woody, on your own this time. Woody Allen.
13.8, that'll do.
Woody Allen, reluctantly. There are so many things he could leave you. However, he does leave you, somewhat reluctantly, a special 48-hour Liberty Chit. Good at any city south of Auckland, and a free entry permit to Milano's, Christchurch. This was sort of a late arrival, and we weren't quite ready to receive it. However, an old friend has sent by penguin mail a particular document that I think you may appreciate. This is from the RNZAF. Squadron Leader John Lewis is sending you, by will, the TAE Otter. TAE for Trans-Antarctic Expedition, for those of you who can't pronounce it like I just did. Buster, would you come up and represent Dusty? He assured me he would be here. Whoops. Well, come on up anyway.
Who did we miss?
By golly, she made a mistake this time. Buster? This can never happen, but it did. Dusty has willed to you the complete mining rights to the VX-6 ice falls. Don't read it, just give it to him.
Okay. All right.
Also, there's a little item around here that has been, let Buzzy hold it for me. I'll grab it in a minute.
Watch it when you grab it now.
Yeah.
Oh, I will. My fingers are tender. Also, you've noticed quite a number of flashes around here. Hank's been custodian of a particular piece of equipment back here that a predecessor I've had quite a bit of use out of, and I hope that this particular item from the entire squadron serves you in good stead, and I hope you will have a recording from here on out of most of your activities. Hank, would you bring out the Polaroid Highlander? With the best regards from the entire outfit, Jack.
Well, as an ex-Toastmaster, I should not be caught speechless, but I'm afraid I am. This is fabulous. After all of this fun here, I thought this was enough, but really don't know what.
You wish you had a sport car to carry that all home with.
Well, I ask again, does anybody have a warm drink for our genuine Antarctic ice cube?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pretty small for the cube, but I'll put it in the
Small comments.
Well, these fun gifts here this evening touched on some of the high points and some of the low points in the last deployment. I never realized how deep a snow mine could be. But this truly has been one of the most enjoyable tours and the most enjoyable deployments in spite of all of the problems that we had. I think that we all shared in them, and the results that the squadron attained was the results of everybody's efforts and everybody's participation. The efforts that we had to make after we get back from deployment in preparation for the next one wasn't exactly the rest we were all looking forward to. I don't think in this program you ever really get a rest unless it's that 2 weeks in Christchurch on the way back.
What'd you say, Mo?
Of course, there are some hazards of this deployment, as you can see what happened to Mo. A carefree, innocent young lad going south, and he was trapped. But seriously, there was a time when I felt like Admiral Dufek told us along about the end of January when he said, head back to New Zealand, let's quit while we're ahead. When we came back, or the squadron came back, I thought it was time for me to quit while at least I was reasonably ahead. But now that the program is shaping up the way it is for Deep Freeze 4, the items that are programmed. This looked like it's going to be so much fun, and the people that are coming in, plus the old hands, I'm really sorry to be leaving. But I say that sincerely. So thanks again to all of you for this, which is a fabulous surprise, and for the fun gifts, which some of which I treasure. And Ray, I'm going to frame those 3 pictures and hang them on the wall. So, thank you again.
This sort of seems anticlimactical, but I've got one more. This one, however, is another fun type. No, this is, as I say, is anticlimactical. However, I want to get rid of it. I don't want to take it home with me. I would like to make the final bequeathment from Air Devron 6. As you know, the penguin was adopted as the official mascot of VX-6. Bent, but a penguin. There are several kinds, of course, the Adelie, the Emperor, the King, and naturally the puckered type, of which we are most familiar. However, there remains one other type of animal life peculiar to the Antarctic region that we feel sure you should have to go with you to your new duty station. Knowing full well that nameless terrors and unaccountable horrors abound in the Hawaiian Island regions, we hope this small but very powerful friend, and indeed he will become a close friend, will keep you out of harm's way. With this presentation, which we consider to be very emblematic of our squadron, you are now equipped to overcome all the hazards and rigors of duty in Honolulu. Captain, here's your own, very own snow toad with day glow streamers to enable you to keep track of it.
Oh, my friend.
It was very difficult to capture same, but we succeeded.
Some of this fog helped, I'm sure.
It did indeed.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in Barber's Point on your way through south, and then again on your way through north. I know you're going to have a very successful tour. Yeah, I do. Really. I'll take your picture beside.
Would you break out your song sheets again? We've got a little more to go on them.
Doesn't he get this?
No.
Holy smoke, no, Buzz wants that.
That's mine.
You know, I missed a cue on here.
He gets this, doesn't he?
Yeah. You may have the scroll also. That's what that ribbon was I gave you first. It came off in it. Did I set that down by the Old South, Mill Stream a little bit high? Da 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 da. Okay. Da da dee dum dum. Okay, are you set? Have you found your position? Okay, let's roll it.
This is new.
Down by the Old South Pole, what a lousy hole, with my plane so blue, and it's red-tailed too. It was there I flew, in my plane so new, it wouldn't go. I cussed it so, down by the Old South Pole. Let's set it up a little bit. Down by the Old South Pole, I had reached my goal, but I meant to stay there for just one day. The weather was so cold, I had been too bold. Dispatches were flying, but the plane still was lying down by the old
Buzzy who was the genius.
That was
Buzzy who was the genius!
That's not your allowance.
Let's just sing the last few verses of Strictly Routine.
Gee, I seem to have lost something here.
Here.
What was the number of it, Jenna? The,
16's
Let's start in on 15 on Strictly Routine. Now, Audie and Torbert are part of the team. They've gone to the pole in a flying machine. They went in a Neptune, it's really a dream. Its tail is bright red, their faces are green. Strictly routine, going to the pole in a flying machine. Only was stranded at the South Pole, digging a snow mine just like a mole. He got a new engine by R48 at 60 below. This he did hate. Strictly routine, going to the pole in a flying machine. The engine was hung on the Neptune at last. The JATO was fired with a hell of a blast. He shot down the skiway not once, twice, but oft. The red-tailed old monster would not go aloft. Strictly routine, going to the pole in a flying machine. Now finally Al Miller got him off the ground and called for the press to gather around. The touchdown was smooth and the bumps hardly felt. At last they were back in the banana belt. Strictly routine, going to the pole in a flying machine. The Dutchman went camping out on the trail to see if any gear would fail. He nearly was frozen, but all ended well. And now you are near the lies he can tell. Strictly routine, going to the pole in a flying machine. The skipper and Frankowitz went to L.A. in R48 at the end of the day. One was up and the other was down. The engine caught fire and the seats all turned brown. Strictly routine, going to the pole in a flying machine. They landed the airplane on frozen ground. It bounded, careened, and turned clear around. Lefty soon fixed it in just 60 days. Flying in R48 really pays. Strictly routine, going to the pole in a flying machine. Tally ho!
the fox.
Hey! Now the old New Zealanders down there, the Kiwis as it were, used to sing a little ditty in a peculiar way. It's at the bottom of the page, and I think it would be appropriate at this time to chime in with it. How about it? Are you ready? Fire! For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us, and so say all of us, and so say all of us. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us. Hey!
I'll get you, Pearl.